Okay, so I'm working on implementing SQL into my application that I'm building. For the SQL I'm using Pymysql to automate and create some consistency across the app. Some of the steps that I had to take enable to actually get SQL to work in Python is creating some classes and some functions. Um, it will be used to create the database and tables, as well to perform CRUD operations on the data. This class will also include error handling and logging to ensure that any issues with the database are properly recorded and addressed. I have an initial in function to access my configuration file with a connector, and this is what my configuration file looks like, and a context manager to give context to some of my SQL queries. This get cursor function is important. It's used for all of my queries, and it checks just that there is a connection to my database. And something that I've recently implemented is getting dictionary cursor, since I'm accessing a lot of data. I had to do some debugging from tuples to a dictionary. And this is the execution. So after I have logged in to, I've connected successfully to the database. This is what's going to actually ensure that my queries are executing. Standardizing my standardizing my SQL queries helps ensure that it is scalable, so that while my application grows as I work on it, it's able to do so smoothly. Um, these functions are basic CRUD operations for the database. They allow you to create and access these tables so that they can be customized for what they're used for. And I have a variety of tables and structures um, so that I don't mix any of the data from the other tables. This is an instance of me creating the users table, which I'll show um, in use later. This create table if not exist is just a basic SQL command. And some of these, like auto increment, can only be used once. Primary key tells SQL to use this as an index, and this varchar 255 just makes sure that the right data is put into the column. And I also create one for stock orders that does the same thing. Something different is I have this float, and I wanted to create a smaller table. So instead of using the 255, I used 10 and 50 just so that it reads faster. And as I do some work on it and send it through to for usability, I have a drop feature just to make sure that the data is consistent each time it's loaded. And I have a handful of other instances where I use those. I have one for contacts. A couple of them are for my zone, my inventory management system, because my inventory management system is the main feature on this app, and so it uses a lot. In my contacts table, uh, I have a phone number column, an email column, just to make sure that when an individual is inserting the data into my website, I'm able to retrieve it and create an efficient way to sort individuals. And once I have loaded my inventory tables, I join them for reference to make the data easier to retrieve and sort. All right, let's go see some of this in action. I'm gonna launch my app. So we're going to first look at users table. So right now I have circle D, triangles, and some of these others. Let's go create a new user. We'll just call this a tutorial user, and we'll just have him be a member. And I can show you that it was updated. So that one, these are the tables from my database. And as you can see, that successfully loaded from my Flask app into my SQL database manager. And it also works the same for scanner. So let's create a new um, item just for storage. So I have some drop-down tables to identify where it will be kept in storage, the type of item it is, and the value associated with said item. Um, we'll just go with customer document. All right, so it puts it in this other section, and we can go see that it was inputted into here. So customer document, and if we go to here, we can change the item. We can edit it so that it's a customer statement rather than a customer document. And it successfully loads it in here. So the back end is smooth, and that's just using some SQL operations. So we have an insert into users, which is used to create our users, and this scanner, which retrieves all of the data and inserts stock orders. So let's go look at stock orders. So when we run our financial data and we run our strategies, it adds a layer that tracks the most recent stocks and inserts it into the SQL database. And these are just um, some of the SQL functions that I have been implementing into my web app Ask what my Flask. Thank you.